We are honored. We are honored to be able to hold and share this space with all of you. We are the story of the lived experience. And for nearly 3 years, we have held this space where the ordinary, or perhaps the not so ordinary people, have been here to use their lived and their living experience story as a tool for social change and social justice. The past 3 years, we have learned a great deal. Independence for some people will mean land sovereignty. Independence from others will mean seed sovereignty. Independence will also mean that we eat what we grow and we grow what we eat. Independence means that when children grow up on cocoa farms, they know exactly what happens to their beans after it leaves their farm. So it was through these many stories and spirited conversations with the tribe that the pod breaking ceremony originated at Africaniwa. We wanted to own the script and change the narrative, where for the first time, we will become the hunters who enjoy their game. And so, ever so often, when we get the opportunity to meet like this, we meet and we break the sacred golden pot, calling forth for our connected health, wealth, and well-being. And so today, marking the 67th Independence Day of Ghana, we have met to break the pot from us, with us, by us, and everything that is for us, to call forth for our connected health, wealth, and well-being. And in this space right now, there are a multitude of cocoa farmers who have also come to bear witness to the sacred ceremony, and we are honored to have them all. Perhaps you've joined from the local community or the global community. Please do well to introduce yourself in the chat, and we'll be back there to mention your name and welcome you into the space. Perhaps we begin our story or our pod breaking ceremony this afternoon, taking a few reflections from some of our families, cocoa farmers who've joined us from perhaps here, there, and maybe somewhere over there. This afternoon, we are back into the space to welcome once again to the tribe, Nelson Donkor, Nana Nyanteng, who spent World Chocolate Day with us last year, I believe, somewhere on the cocoa farm. It was a very beautiful, picturesque event, and he's here with us. We will ask him to briefly introduce himself and share reflections on this day before we go into the pod breaking ceremony. Nana, if you can hear me, welcome back to Africaniwa.
Thank you, my sister, and good afternoon to all of you.
Yes, the last time we spoke to you on a cocoa farm, you look different. You are wearing winter things, and please, where are you? Tell us where you are, introduce yourself, and let's have a brief chat.
I am Nelson Donkor. You can also call me Nana Nyanteng Henkai, a cocoa farmer and a child rights activist. Most of you know me from last year, that's 2023 World Chocolate Day, at when it was celebrated at Pobee, my cocoa farming community. You remember when my brother Mwintombo came for us to entertain the chiefs, teachers, students, and the entire people of Pobee. But I'm currently in the UK as an economic migrant due to the hardship of farming and sustaining cocoa farming in Ghana. It is not easy to leave your family back home and come here, but as I've said, because of the hardship situation, you have to do that at all costs. I acquired the right documents and came here legally through the airport. However, a lot of people in the community and cocoa regions in Ghana and West Africa who may not be able to travel like that, come through illegal means like going through the desert to Libya to be able to cross the Mediterranean Sea and come to Europe. As such, some lost their life on the desert, others also in the sea. This is because they are just forcing themselves to be able to better their lives and the lives of their families.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm coming.
Yes, when you move a man from the cocoa farm and put him somewhere in the UK where the weather is not friendly, at some point he will pause to blow his nose. Go ahead, Nana, we're listening.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. They use all these illegal means because they are desperate to have better lives and improve the livelihood of their families. Farmers' land and facts are taken from them overnight by chiefs and others in power for mining, sand winning, and building projects, depriving them of their source of income. That is even not adequate for them. My coconut plantation and part of my cocoa farm were cleared off for sand winning by some chiefs in my community last week. And let me see if I can share the screen with you, if it's okay, what happened at the farm.
I will try to give you permissions to be able to share, but
okay.
It was important for Nelson to come in to share the story. And last year we saw him on the farm. It was a great day of celebration. Today he's joined us and he introduces himself as an economic migrant in the UK. And he goes on to tell us the hardship that cocoa farmers are facing in an ever-changing climate. And these and many other stories is what led us into this legacy project, Chocolate Has a Name. We look to a future where, for the first time, children growing up in cocoa communities will know exactly what happens to their beans after it leaves their farm, because some of the beans will remain. This is independence. This is a story of land sovereignty and seed sovereignty. Nelson, if you are ready, perhaps you can share now.
Okay. I hope all of you can see it.
Yes, we can see. We see something like sprouted from the ground, like coconut.
Dada, good morning.
Come in. Yes, this is how the farm was when I was living Ghana last December. This is the coconut. See how fresh it was, and this is how happened last week. Yes. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Nelson, for sharing these images. And as you tell this story, I'm prompted to share a proverb that says, which also means if ever the toad came out of the pond to tell you the crocodile was dead, make no mistake, it is not fake news. It is called the eyewitness account. In other words, the story of the lived experience. Thank you for sharing, Nelson. I'm sure there are many more things you would like to share, but when a man introduces himself as an economic migrant, perhaps this is a story that makes him leave in search of better economic opportunities for himself and his family. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, so as today marks the 67th Independence Day in Ghana, I think a lot have to be done to improve the lives of the farmers and the underprivileged in Ghana. Thank you.
And at this point, I'm pleased to welcome back to the tribe my brother and my friend, Edematin Timben, who will be playing for the next minute for us to reflect on these words. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it's connected to the total liberation of the African continent. What does independence mean to a cocoa farmer? What is it? Land sovereignty, seed sovereignty in an ever-changing climate? What really is independence? And so with outstretched arm, I invite all of us into the awareness of awareness as we reflect on the piece that Adam will be playing. Adam, over to you. Thank you. And if you did not know, that was Ghana's national anthem. It's so powerful and so deep, these words. There's a part of the piece that says, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right, and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. A lot to reflect on this day. And so it's these stories and many other stories, and even those who have gone before us, and the inspiration we had is what brought us together as a tribe to originate the pod breaking ceremony. For the first time, we will own the script and change the narrative. For the first time, we will be the hunters who enjoy their game. And so when we meet like this, it is just fitting that we break the golden pod to call forth for our connected health, wealth, and well-being. This afternoon, I'm honored to welcome back to the tribe my friend and my brother, Mwintombo, who will be leading us through the pod breaking ceremony. Mwintombo, over to you.
Show yourself. Show yourself. So you have to press this one in.
Mwintombo?
Martha, just one brief second there, please.
Right. Nanesi, are you able to tell us who's joined us today and what they are saying, how they are saying it through the chat? Nanesi, what's going on in the chat, if there's anything going on at all?
Hello again. Actually, there's nothing in the chat. I think we're all feeling rather sobered by Nelson's story and absorbing it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nanesi. Whilst we wait for Mwintombo to put together the ensemble for the pod breaking ceremony, I'm going to call on Raymond Atanga to introduce himself. Raymond spent a rather interesting day yesterday with Mwintombo in a community somewhere. And we will let Raymond just give the tribe a brief account of what happened. And we will be back to do the pod breaking with Mwintombo. So Raymond, if you can hear me, welcome back to the sacred space. This is Africaniwa, my lens, our story. Today is the pod breaking ceremony. Raymond, please introduce yourself and tell us what happened yesterday.
Yes, good afternoon to you all. I am grateful and thank you all for this opportunity. In fact, I am in the transport now going to the best cocoa farmer 2023 in Ghana. The reason is that I called her to join us, and then she's our granny. So she says she's struggling to join, but she wants to be part of us. So wherever I am and whatever I'm doing, if I can sacrifice my time to come and make sure she also join and then share some experiences with us. So right now I am in a transport going to his place. I'm almost there. So I don't know if my environment here will disrupt. I would rather plead that let me just get to her in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I will just get to her and then
thank you.
Together,
thank you.
Yes, we help you everything.
Thank you, Raymond. Raymond Atanga is on his way, and we're honored to be expecting in our sacred space this afternoon Madame Ajua Sintim, who is Ghana's best cocoa farmer for the year 2023, who will be joining us this afternoon as we break the pod. But she's suffering with some technological changes. She's unable to join us. Technological challenges. She's unable to join us on Zoom. So Raymond is headed towards her way to support her join us this afternoon. Mwintombo, are you ready for the tribe? Could this be a good time for us to get into the pod breaking ceremony, Mwintombo?
Okay, so I'm ready. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mwintombo. And so, with outstretched arm, I invite all of the tribe into the awareness as we break this port, calling forth for our connected health, wealth, and well-being. Mwintombo, over to you.
God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. It is said that up until 1965, some scholars said Africa had no history. But on a day like this, 5th March 1957, when our forefathers, through their struggle and then blood, gained the independence for this very nation. In the words of Kwame Nkrumah, when he said, the independence of Africa is meaningless unless it is linked to the total liberation of the African continent. And so today, 67 good years has seen this journey of progress. The time is coming, and it is now, when we as hunters shall be but the very first partakers of our fruit thereof. The days are coming, and it is now, when peace is what we shall behold in every given destination. Obuadia Onyankopon, we have gathered as a tribe to continue in the ways of the tradition. That is why we sing as we break this sacred pawpaw, this sacred cocoa pod in the Holy Union. That's why we will sing saying, Atengenga te tengbanela o ye na fakote te sang komine tiela ping o engang zininga atamta teng te yitu bagbe logwong ye nye bangali polenen biere a e yalfa a yankate bata te tengenga anenombo. Teitengenga, teitengenga, ayila, tene salom biabuko, teitengenga, teitengenga, ayila, te ebuzie, tene salom biabuko. You see, on mine by a year, every year, into the cocoa, it also ever ya memory. So we break this sacred pod in the unison. May peace and prosperity be but our very identity. Amen. May peace and prosperity be but our very identity. Amen. May the independence of this very nation speak practically in the lives of our people. Amen. May there be fruitfulness for our women. Amen.
Mwintombo at this point has broken the pod, and so the pod goes around, each person takes the bean and tastes it, bearing witness to these words that have been spoken to us today as a community, as a people, and as a tribe. Because once I was young, but now I am old. And once too many times I've been told, he who brings cola brings life. But today we say, she who brings cocoa brings health and well-being. And so the story will be told and retold that somewhere on sacred land, on the 6th of March, we broke forth the pod and called forth for our collective health, wealth, and well-being. At this point, if you have your bar of chocolate, your cup of hot chocolate drink, anything cocoa and chocolate, don't hesitate to join in. Mwintombo.
And so we have breaking our sacred powder in commemoration and the earnest recognition of what cocoa means to us as a people. Even adorned in the prestigious color of our nation, red, gold, green, we have met again as a tribesmen and the women to celebrate our unity and our common struggles. It is just because chocolate has a name. Long live the legacies of Africaniwa. Yala tabale macham bale mawoy. Dunebi hi yanyamane yala. Yala tabale macham bale maya. It is well. It is well. It is well. Over to you, Mansa.
Thank you, Mwintombo. It's always so humbling to be able to share the space with you and for what you are able to hold and share with our local community. That was a paw-breaking ceremony. Maybe this was your first time. Maybe you're used to this. How are you feeling this afternoon? And we would like to know your thoughts. Please do want to keep them in the chat. And Nanesi will be back to share those with us. Who is saying what and how they are saying it. At this point, I would like to find out if Raymond has reached destination. Raymond, are you settled in and ready to speak to the tribe?
Give me 3 minutes. 2 minutes.
Raymond is asking for 2 minutes. So Nanesi, what is going on in the chat? Who is saying what and how are they saying it? Who is wishing Ghana a happy Independence Day? Who is questioning independence? And what does independence mean to the many different people who are on here with us this afternoon? Nanesi, over to you.
Good afternoon. Patrick William Dodu was congratulating Nelson on a splendid delivery. And he also mentions the fact that it's a very touching story. Michaela says how great it is to hear the Ghanaian national anthem. Abinafianu says, Happy Independence Day. I visited Nelson last year and he was so proud to show me around his farm. Taiwo says, everyone in RJN is sending love. Neldon says, thank you for giving him a chance to share his story. He has an appointment, so he will leave but come back. Thank you. Michaela again says, yes, thank you so much, Nelson, for sharing your story. And he responds with a thank you. I sent him a message telling him to go well, and we ask the Creator, ancestors, and Spirit to be with him. Miss Krabs says, Tumbo, you look absolutely majestic. Olivia Butler Fagbunu, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, wishes us all happy Independence Day and says thank you to Nelson for sharing his story. Nelson responds with a thank you. Dumbo says happy Independence Day. There's several happy Independence Day wishes to all of us.
Thank you.
Miss Crab also says, shares her sympathy with Nelson.
Indeed. I have said, yes, quite often we say the story of the lived experience. Yes, it's a story of pain and poverty of a people hard abandoned to injustice, but it's also a story of resilience, innovativeness, creativity, faith, hope, love, and a lot of laughter. And this is why we continue to do what we do. We will come back to Raymond, who is with Ghana's National Best Cocoa Farmer for the year 2023, Adwasin Team, who will be sharing her thoughts with us this afternoon. But before that, shall we go to Takwabrimai, where we are piloting this project for the first time so that children growing up in West Africa will be able to answer the simple question, what happens to our beans after it leaves our farm? And I believe that we have with us on the call, Moro Seidu, Country Manager of Cocoa 360, who has joined us this afternoon. Moro, if you can hear me, welcome to Africaniwa, My Lens, Our Story. Happy Independence Day. What is the feeling right now in your village? Nanesi, have we got Moro Seydu with us? Yes.
Just one moment.
Moro is still with us, but Moro, your microphone is off. I'm not sure if you are speaking. I'm going to ask you to turn it on.
Can you turn it on from at your end, Adele?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Whilst I do that, I'm going to be...
I'm back online.
Yes, lovely to have you. Please introduce yourself and happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to Ghanaians and all of African countries. Yeah, I am Moro Seydu. I'm from Takwa, Breman, and I'm the country lead for Cocoa 360 Ghana. And over the years, we have been working closely with Africaniwa on a special project, Chocolate Has a Name. And our girls, the community, and the whole of Takwa Brahman say, are equal to Africaniwa and chocolate.
Overall, the Cybersecurity Expert Masters Program is an excellent investment for individuals looking to pursue a career in
Yes, it is indeed that Ghana is 67 years old, and it is important that we celebrate Ghana in a grand style, but in a way that will acknowledge that cocoa farmers count. Their beans also count. And for that matter, they also deserve fairness in the sales of their beans. Yes, I think behind the scenes, we have had a lot of conversation about where our beans eventually ends. Yes, it eventually ends in the shops of many, especially in abroad, but not in the producing countries. I'm not sure our farmers know where their beans ends, and that is a sad reality of the situation at hand. But with what we are doing today, what we are doing now, in the next few years, they should be able to know where the beans end. At least it should also end in their pots. It should also end in their homes where they can have a bite of whatever they are producing. And I'm really glad that we are doing this, especially with Africaniwa. I'm very hopeful by the end of the year, the laboratory, which chocolate has a name, championed by Africaniwa, is more or less setting up for our girls to be ready, so that at the end of the day, when they go home, they can also tell their parents that yes, indeed, they can also make a meal out of the chocolate, or sorry, the beans they are producing in their various farms. Whilst talking with I told her that, yeah, last year was a very difficult year for us, especially we living in rural community. I'll be very mindful and also very careful to say that last year was a very difficult year. The rain started somewhere in April, and in December it was still raining. Yeah, December it was still raining, which meant a lot. When it is raining in rural communities like ours, which is more or less a forest area where the roads are not paved like what you have in Western countries and most urban areas, you will realize that the road will be flooded. I wish I could show you some scenes of what happened here. For about 8 months, it was raining. Roads were blocked. It means that access to potable water was more or less a luxury for most of us. You couldn't go to the market to buy most of the food stuff we used to buy, so it was purely struggle. Last year, we nearly completed the chocolate lab, but because of accessibility issues, we were not able to transport first of all, labor to site to work, and even some of the construction materials, which I say that yes, much of this can be owed to climate change, but climate change shouldn't be the only reason why we couldn't do what we do best, why students couldn't be, students were not able to go to school, why we were not able to go to farm, a lot of activity. At least if we are equipped as people, we should be able to mitigate or adapt to some of these changes without challenge. I wish I could share my screen with you and share with you some of the images coming from the site here last year. And preferably, I would want.
I'm going to ask Ed. Yes, I'm going to ask Ed to make you co-host. So Ed, make him co-host. And whilst we do that, I want to say that most of you are aware that we are opening our exhibition somewhere in Halifax on Saturday. Chocolate has the name Afibie Sign, and all of the inspiration has come from conversations we've had with farmers and people who live and work in the community, like Moro, when he said, I have done rural community work for many decades and haven't seen a year, none like last year. The rains came and it wiped out farms. People lost their lives. And at this point, the community was really, really sat down on their knees and they know what to do. And all those conversations and stories brought us to the place where we imagined if these people and all they held and all they had and their dreams and their hopes could tell the story, perhaps it will be in one symphony that sounded something like this. Afibie Sanyo, Afibie Sanyo, Afibie Sanyo, Afibie San Pastor. The year of great misfortune. But our story is also a story of resilience. It's a story of creativity and innovativeness. It's a story of faith, hope, love, and a lot of laughter. We're here to tell the human story. Thank you so much, Moro. Because of time, I'm going to ask Ed if he's made you co-host. We will come back for you to share those images. But Raymond has also sent a message that he sat somewhere comfortably in the home of Ghana's best cocoa farmer, Mrs. Adwa Sintim. And so I'm quickly going to ask them, and welcome Raymond back into the sacred space, and ask him to introduce himself and tell us who he is with this afternoon. Raymond?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Raymond, but we cannot see you. Your video is off.
Yep. Okay, mommy. And then I can say.
Yes, so welcome to Africaniwa. My land, our story is lovely to see you. The last time I saw you was around August when I was in Ghana. We visited you. You received us so warmly. And yesterday we sent Mwintombo and Raymond back to visit you and your household. And we've had incredible feedback. Raymond, please introduce yourself. Our guest will introduce herself. And then briefly you tell us what happened yesterday.
Okay, once again, I say thank you to all the family. In fact, we're excited this morning. I am Raymond Atanga, and I am the assistant to Miss Crab in Chocolate Has a Name, Ghana. Yesterday was a fantastic day. My day started around 4 a.m. When I woke up from sleep, I just thought that I have an assignment, a responsibility that I'm supposed to come and then witness the independence event with our mommy at her school, Alice Memorial Daycare. So yesterday I met my own brother and a friend, Mwintombo, and then we came to her. In fact, in my tradition, how somebody receives you speaks a lot about who the person is and
how important the person think you are. So yesterday when we got here, it was fantastic. Mom is tolerable, she is sociable, she is good. She accepted us, she gave us a better reception. In the morning, we had some wachi as breakfast. And after that,
Raymond, we not talk about the food, because I can't get wachi where I am right now. Whatever you do, don't talk about the food.
Yes, I can remember when you came, you were looking for wachi. We didn't get it for you. Yesterday we enjoyed some wachi here with Granny. And after that, the kids were supposed to go for their independence march. We have no option. It was full of excitement. So we joined them to march like some 500 meters, and then we'll march back. Granny also marched with us. That was amazing. Granny also marched with us. So we came back from there, and then we had to now enter into our main event for the day. That was the pot breaking chocolate as a name ceremony over here. So we went to a mini farm, and then we had our chocolate as a name pot breaking there. Mommy told us a lot about her experience in life, experience as a cocoa farmer. And in fact, most of the certificates we went through, Mommy gave to us that the achievements she has achieved so far, and being the best cocoa farmer, the title holder right now. In fact, it was amazing. It was amazing. And when I got back to the house, somebody asked me, so it means that she is the title holder. I said, National Best Cocoa Farmer 2023. And the person said, 2024 has not come. So that means that that old woman is the title holder. I said, yes, she's the title holder. So we came back from there. Mommy showed us around the school. In fact, us and now, we are in the school. We are in the school where she stays.
Raymond, I will cut through, and I know you had a lovely time yesterday, and I have been with her, and she's just warm the way she receives you and makes you feel a part of her family. But we need to hear her tell her story. So maybe she will introduce herself. When we visited you in August, it wasn't yet for nominations for whatever it is that goes through for Best National Cocoa Farmer. And you told us that Philly, Yagani, you're definitely going to be Ghana's best cocoa farmer. And I was minding my business somewhere in my home when you sent me the footages, the photos. You have been declared Best National Cocoa Farmer 2023. A lot of women, I'm not sure if there's been any woman who's held this title before. Please introduce yourself and tell us how you're feeling about your current status as National Best Cocoa Farmer, and what does independence mean to you as a cocoa farmer?
Oh, thank you very much. And good afternoon to everyone. Those I know, those I don't know. 2003, an old lady also won the award, the first woman to win the award. Unfortunately, she passed about 7-8 years ago. Yeah, and her farm is close to mine. When she paid me a visit, she said, Auntie, definitely you will win an award one day. I said, how? I said, look at the way you've arranged your trees, look at the discipline in your farm, blah, 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 blah. So you will win. I said, okay, thank you. So may it be in future. So anyway, Mrs. Adwa Sintin, I think when you came, my husband had just passed away.
Yes.
So, yes, he also worked in the cocoa industry.
Right now, I want to come in right now and say we've had a lot of interviews with cocoa farmers, a lot of conversations. Quite often, they will speak Chi, and I will speak English back. Like today, it's easy. You're speaking this English. Tell us a little bit. Because quite often cocoa farmers will tell us a story of how they stopped school, formal education along the way, and had to get into farming. So perhaps you tell us a little bit about your background as well.
I completed Wesley College. That's a teacher training college in 1974. Before that, I had gone to St. Louis Secondary School, also in Kumasi, near the University of Science and Technology, Form 1 to Form 5. Then I continued at the Wesley College for 2 years. That time it was 2-year course. But before that, my mother was a sawmiller. She owned a sawmill, lumber, making lumber. And then she had a bit of timber concession. So we used to go to the bush together, fell logs, carry to Kumasi, to the sawmills. And then later, she established a farm, a cocoa farm. And whenever she was going to the farm, if you misbehave, she'll go with you. So that was sort of punishment, going to the farm. For no cars there, you park some at a distance and walk. And in the bush, you'll be walking. And I was always so afraid of snakes. So it was like a punishment. But later, I developed some love for the farm because I could get pawpaw, mangoes, oranges to eat, no restrictions. So later, when she passed on in 1990, March, I was even in the US then. Came back, I didn't go to the bush. People were complaining, how come you've left your mother's farm like that? You should go and do the work. And I'm the eldest daughter. We are 7, 4 boys, 3 girls. I don't know whether I'm still a girl. No, I'm over. No, I'm a little over 70, but still I know I'm a girl.
You
so
are
4 boys, 3 girls, and then people started complaining. I said, okay, let me go see what's happening there. I went there. I saw that the cottages she built for the workers were mud houses, but they were so in some miserable situation. I said, okay, let me rebuild for them. If I'm rebuilding, then it means I have to rebuild the farm too, rehabilitate the farm. So I started rehabilitating the farm. And anytime anybody came and said, oh, ma, you are doing well, go on, more grease to your elbow. And I used to joke and say, not my elbow alone, but every joint of mine. Then they would start laughing. So that was how the whole thing started. Yeah. And I think 2000, I had my first certificate and award of 1 Wellington Bulls and 1 machete was given me as the regional or district best farmer. I was excited. 1 Wellington Bull, 1 pair, and 1 machete. So I continued. Then in 2000, I won the regional best farmer, best cocoa farmer. And I was given a Aboboya, you know that tricycle?
Yeah.
Aboboya, yes, I won that one. Another pair of Wellington boots, maybe 3 machetes, I've forgotten a bit. And some pesticides and fertilizer, not much, in bottles, not in cartons. Then 2021, unexpectedly, I won the enterprising female cocoa farmer. Not region, because I had won the region in 2020. 2021, I won the national most enterprising. Then I was given a Kia Bongo truck for my farm, yes. And then even that one, when I was given the Kia, an Aboboya was added, but somehow it got missing. It never got to me, but I didn't complain. Yes. And then this 2023, when you came, I told you, I'm vying for that position. I know I'll get it. I know the work I've done. So the inspection team came, at least about 4 groups came. They came. I mean, the last group, they used a drone because they said they cannot walk the 100-acre farm. So they used a drone to inspect my farm. And then they called me to report at Takwa for the award. And I went. This one, they gave me Toyota Hilux.
The line is frozen. We will be connecting back with them shortly.
And I know it's not enough because their spraying machines have all broken down. the one cocoa board gave also broken.
Yes, if you can hear us.
So whenever you come to me, I have to go and repair. Every time I'm repairing, because they come for my machines and they that's when they came, it was the conditions changed. So that is it. And I'll say
we have a program here at Africaniwa as part of the Chocolate Has a Name series. We call
I don't know what to say.
Yes, Kokwasi Caucus. And we look forward to inviting you back to Kokwasi Caucus when we will where we will dedicate a lot of time to delve into your story and your journey of growth and success to where we find you today as National Best Cocoa Farmer. The last question before we come back into community is to say, today is 67 years since Ghana got independence. Ghana has been growing cocoa.
Yes.
A little over 130 years, Ghana has been growing cocoa. As a cocoa farmer and the national best cocoa farmer, what does independence mean to you?
Independence, when I was a kid, I used to say, I have gained my independence and I have gained my republic. Because, yes, I was a tomboy, I should say. I used to play soccer, play with boys, blah, blah, blah. But to me, independence, I don't think we really understand independence. Because I think independence means not to be dependent on anyone, but to depend on yourself. Like we used to say, you grow what you eat and you eat what you grow. But things have changed. It's not like those days where everything was cozy. You could go out, buy what you want, and still have some money left. But because of the, which we call, my friends call it pocketitis. Because of pocketitis, things are not like we used to have. I hope you understand me. When your pocket is tight, we say pocketitis. That's our old English. It's not in the dictionary. So independence, Ghana, we are expected to be happy and enjoy, but because of the situation, we are not all that. You are happy, you are alive, but you are not happy in your pocket. That is the problem. Yes. So when there are some people, when you talk about independence, leave us alone. Don't waste our time. So
indeed,
we are enjoying. We lived to see the 67th Independence Day, but inwardly, I don't think people enjoy the independence that we should have been enjoying or we should enjoy. That's how I see the Maybe it's a holiday that comes with it that we express our joy because you won't go to work. Some of us work. This morning I've worked. Tomorrow I'll be working. By 5, I'll be on my way to the farm to do spraying because we're waiting for the rains, which never came in good time, but still we've had 2 rains, so I have to rush because I've done pruning. I need to go spray fertilizer. So tomorrow morning, I'll be off to do my spraying. So independence or no independence, we are alive. We should enjoy and thank God for it.
Thank you for sharing. I'm just rushing through because of time, but we're looking forward to having you on Kokwasi Caucus, where we will delve more into your story and what you have shared this afternoon. What is independence if it does not reflect in people's pocket? What is independence if we do not have financial freedom? Well, today I would normally be hosting from my home, but I'm not. I'm in a gallery somewhere in Halifax, Everybody Arts. And this is where all the roads are leading on Saturday as we open our exhibition. Afibi is saying chocolate has a name. That is the story we are telling. And with 1 minute left and 1 minute only, I would like to show the community what we have been able to do. There's a lot of hands coming together to do this, and I am honored. I'm hoping I'm able to flip my camera. If I'm not able to flip my camera, then I'll turn it the other way around. The past few days, we've been in conversation with our families in Ghana, working with many, many hands in the community. And this is what we have been able to do and put together. Much thanks and appreciation to Alice, who spent a lot of time weaving these individual fabrics. Much thanks and appreciation, Raymond, for all the co-creation we've been doing, collaboration, getting these sacks, every sack with a traceability number. To tell this story, Afibi is saying chocolate has a name. And so for the first time, you are the fortunate people who are able to see this until Saturday when it is opened. Much thanks and appreciation to all the volunteers who helped to put this up, the curator here at Everybody Arts, and everyone who has been involved in this. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you all, and we look forward to you coming into the space on Saturday as we share and tell the story. So if you're online, anywhere joining us from somewhere in West Yorkshire, the roads are leading nowhere but to Everybody Arts on Saturday. Afibi Esayo, Afibi Esayo, Afibi Esayo, Afibi Esayo Pastor. On that note, I wish to say thanks to everyone for joining. It was the pod-breaking ceremony, and also to give you a glimpse of what we're hoping to share on Saturday. Thank you all. Thank you very much indeed. Dembo, the families who have joined in from Takwabri Mine, those who joined in from Tepa, Nelson, we see Abna Fianu, Bruce Crowther, founder of Fair Trade Town Systems. Thank you for joining in. Michaela, I see you, I feel you. Thank you all. Our pod breaking ceremony has come to an end. As I do